Hi everyone, I wanted to show you a pack that has come from Bloomsbury Publishing. This is a printed event kit that they have for Harry Potter book night, which happens this year on the 7th of February 2019. If you go to Bloomsbury's website, which I'll put a link for on our page so that you can see how to get there, you can download this event kit immediately. But what is also going to happen is I think up until the end of December they had where you could sign up online to ask for a printed pack in the post. So there'll probably be a separate video of this event kit that comes in the post, so I'll unbox it and show it to you then. Hopefully it'll be quite exciting. I'm not sure what it's going to be, or if it's just going to be the same thing, or if there's going to be something cool and quirky in it. But I just thought this will be something nice to share with you, to show you how you could have your own Harry Potter book night, either at a school or a library, or maybe you're just going to do something with your friends. But normally this is encouraged to get people into reading the Harry Potter books if they haven't. So this pack is particularly aimed at probably young children, but it's quite exciting, and it's got some creative ideas that I quite like. But here you go. So yeah, so you can go to the harrypotterbooknight.com website, and that will show you how to download this kit up until then. This year's theme is Hogwarts. So the kit itself gives you an introduction where it tells you about why it's really excited that you're getting involved and that you're going to host an event, and it gives you some idea about who might be involved. So in this case here, it's telling us maybe 8 to 10-year-olds, but don't worry if you're working between younger or older people. It's mainly just for fans to have a bit of fun on the night. But the kit is really it's really nicely done and really well thought of, and I just quite like it. So in this one, it gives you everything, a breakdown of the steps that you can use, like how to plan your event, how to publicize it, how to incentivize people to come. So maybe things like where they could dress up and have a costume by offering some sort of prize that you could give away on the night for the best costume. And then how to count down the event with a sign maybe on a window if it's at a school or library, how to decorate or prepare for the event itself. So like I said, there's so many different things that they give you ideas for. It's quite cool. And then here again, the last step being like photograph it, talk about it. They want you to go and tweet and get involved and upload your things, because if you're doing the event, you can actually win a box of prizes from them as well with the books in it. And then they give you this suggested format of how you could run your event based on how they've built the guide itself. So they give you an idea here by starting off with a wizarding welcome, which they give you some ideas of you could read a phrase or do something. Then having a sorting ceremony, there's a couple of different ways which we'll talk about now about how you could do that. Guests can go into common rooms, so you could split the houses up. You can play some of the games that are in the pack, or even create your own ones. You can have sort of a clue hunt around the place depending on the size of the venue. Then at the end of the evening, you award the house cup for the winning team, and then you hand out certificates, which again are included in this pack that you can copy and print out. So it's quite cool. I don't know, I keep saying it's cool because it is. I wish I was a teacher. That's how much I wish this is happening. So they give you some ideas here of how to recreate Hogwarts, being again, because this is the theme for this year, so it's Hogwarts. So it's anything to do with maybe the houses or the common spaces like the Great Hall, or maybe, I don't know, you could do the kitchens or Moaning Myrtle's bathroom. It's really up to you. But here they give you some ideas of how you can decorate a space, maybe split a room up into 4 sections, or you could have different tables or something. But they tell you, like, just remember you can use the lion for Gryffindor, there's scarlet and gold for the colours, there's the ghost, or the entrance is guarded by the fat lady, and it just gives you different ideas for each house and kind of the obvious things that of things that should be included just to help you out, like again Slytherin with the snake, which is quite cool. The same with Ravenclaw. And then it gives you a little bit of, did you know these things about the houses or the dates that they go to school? So the term begins on the 1st of September. The school's the school motto. And then Yeah, so this is about decorating a place. So it gives you an idea. Have a place that's sort of decorated, even if it is, let's say you're splitting it up into 4 different sections so that people can go into different houses. The reason you do that is because the next section would be to create a sorting hat and a chair. So you could do this in a couple of different ways. So maybe you can take a different hat and customize it yourself, or get your class or someone to be creative, maybe make something out of paper mache. And then you could have a sorting hat ceremony at the beginning where everyone puts the hats on, and maybe they draw the cast the names and that from the hat, and then that will be which common rooms they go to. Or they also have a video about how you can do sorting cupcakes, which is that you just pipe different colors into the center of a cupcake, and then people, when they come into the venue, can pick up a cupcake, and then depending on the color that they get, that is the house that they're in. So just something different about how to put that together, but that's quite cool. And then here again, because it's the houses, the theme is Hogwarts, it gives you different things that you could do as well in other rooms. So the Great Hall, you could create a table with feasts, and they give you different ideas of what kind of food you could serve there. If you've seen our video on Molly Weasley's tea party, we've got a couple of different things that you could look at to decorate there. So we've got pygmy puffs, Patronus cookies, cauldron cake, stuff like that. So definitely take a look. Then we've also got Professor Dumbledore's office, so how you could maybe decorate that with a table or chair, or portraits on the wall of sleeping headmasters and headmistresses. A Marauders map, so you could even create your own Marauders map where you could show people where to go. So you could almost say, this is Ravenclaw, this is where it is, and then point people in that direction, because this might come in handy if you're doing the game that they suggest in here later, which is the clue hunt. If you had a map, you could almost indicate where things would be, and then people would still have to go find them, but they could have a tick list on this map to figure it out. And then they give you some idea about different pictures and stuff you could have, or posters that you could use to decorate the space. So maybe it's just handwritten, or colourful posters that you make yourself, or maybe again you can make it with your class in the run up to it. It's quite cool. Then the points board, so before the venue you could either take a whiteboard or something and just divide it into different houses. Again, later on in this guide I'll show you they get a nice way of doing that if you're going to do the quiz. And then I'll post, because you're going to be sending out invitations, which I think are here. This is the idea of what the invitations are that you can write out for people, so just print and copy them. But in theory, if you had RSVPs to your invitations, you'd know who's going to be there, and then you could have handwritten envelopes which you could hang or decorate the room with, so that it looks kind of like the post coming in from the owls, or maybe to the Dursleys or something like that. You can use that as part of decorating the room, but people could see their own names on it, which would be quite nice. So these are the invitation templates, which are quite cool. And then this is the Wizarding Welcome, which to start off your event. So, dear Muggles, Witches and Wizards, welcome to the special Harry Potter night at whatever the venue is. We promise the night of wizarding fun and the chance to discover and share magical world of Harry Potter. Please leave your broomsticks at the door and keep your wands at the ready. It's time to pass the magic on. And so it's quite cool. And then they've got different ideas about how you can do the sorting ceremony. Different quotes from the book that are specifically, again, about Hogwarts. So there's the Welcome to Hogwarts speech by Dumbledore. There's some stuff on Quidditch or Dumbledore's office, but they reference the book in the chapter, and that is the point of the event, is that you're trying to get people to read the books and to get involved. So if they have their copies of any books, then you could tell them to turn to that page, or maybe you could print these out on a poster and take the saying and put them up somewhere for them to see, and just choose ones that are relevant to the theme. There's more quotes over here that you can use, and then here it encourages you for everyone to sing the Hogwarts school song, so you could print the school song out for everyone and pop it onto their chairs. And if you remember that Dumbledore's instructions to the students are always to pick their favorite tune and sing the words any way that they like, so it doesn't matter that there isn't a tune playing, you just encourage them to be silly and have a little bit of fun, which I love. And then you've got different games, so there's Quidditch ideas here. So they're saying, okay, when you split people up, you know, once they've been sorted into their houses, they can go and maybe create a Quidditch cheer using, I don't know, let's say the letters of Hufflepuff. So in this case, it's Hufflepuff, under the yellow and the black we fly, and then F, flying, you know. So I don't know, just make up something, but it gives you such detailed things about what you could try and figure out with your teams, that it's really nice. And then here they give you a Hogwarts hunt, so if you had the Marauders map or maybe just a checklist across the room, depending how much space you've set up, you can give them different things that they need to find, and then a tick list that they could go through, which is nice. Then you've got worksheets, so these are, let's say it's for younger kids and they might not know answers to certain things. You might just want them to be creative, so they can colour this in and then cut it out and put it onto their door later, depending on the house that they're in. They've also got things like Dobby socks, so if you wanted to have a competition for someone to win something, like a bag of, I don't know, fudge or something, then you've got best decorated sock. You've got a word search, so there's that. You've got different quotes, or a list of professors to choose from to match up the quotes. There's just, you know, bonus quotes for different challenges. Again, in this one, you've got, if you were a Hogwarts student, it's got different things about, you know, draw your wand or describe what it's like, and draw yourself with your hat as a wizard or witch. And yeah, then you sort of cut this out and turn it over, and it becomes almost like a bookmark, which is nice. It's the answers to that. This is what I was saying before. You could almost set up your house points board in this way, where this is the main quiz, and the questions on the other side of this, but they've got different themes. So Hogwarts facts and history, the secret rooms and tunnels, passwords, ghosts, and Hogwarts miscellany. Yeah, and then you just add the points on here to start adding up the house points. But when you set up your board for the night, you can almost do that and make it a good bit of fun. And then they provide you with quite a lot of questions for your quiz, which is quite good. I'm not going to go through them because I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but there's quite a lot of them. And then they give you the answer sheets as well, so you can just make copies and print them out. And then, yeah, if you're in a school, this gives you great ideas. So if you're a teacher, or maybe the whole school, how you can decorate your school. Maybe different schools can be different years, can be you know, different houses, or they could, you know, teachers could become different wizards, and just make a bit of fun. And like even the assemblies where the school could have their own crest based on things that the kids like in the school, or yeah, it's just a, you know, they just thought a little bit out of the box here. Or a creative project for your class where they can create a fanzine or a newspaper, and then each of the kids get given a role. So you could be, I like this one, you could be the magizoologist and write tips for looking after magical creatures, or you can be Seer, who writes the predictions of the future, or the recipe writer for, or food reviewer, or an Agony wizard to solve wizarding problems. And I just think kids would love that. I think I would love that. I think that's generally me. And then at the end of the ceremony, you've got these certificates, so you could write them out before people leave. Yeah, and give these out to them to say congratulations that we celebrated the book night together, and they can put that up in their room. And then they also provide you with, this is a template that you can use for your press release, which is, you know, to tell parents what's going on, what the plan is, and then you could take sections out that aren't relevant, but it's happening on this night, and we're going to be celebrating in this way. There's a competition, we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. And then they also provide, which I didn't print out here, but posters for the event, which are similar to this branding of Harry Potter Book Night that you can put up and get ready. But I think this is a lot of fun, and I think even what I'm going to do, and hopefully I can do in order to make a video, is just create this event at home, because I don't think I'll have the ability to get hold of a school before the event happens to organize it. But I'd like to get a little bit creative with it and just have a bit of fun teaching my younger sister all about the Harry Potter world that I love so much. So yeah, I hope that you like that. I look forward to showing you the pack as it comes in from Bloomsbury themselves, and yeah, we'll speak soon. So take a look at any of our other videos to get some ideas about how to create different food for the event, or just some creative outlets really. Speak to you soon.